something most people never learned in biology class. Almost all male mammals have a small bone inside the penis that provides structural support during mating. It's called the bacula, and it exists in everything from bears to bats to our closest primate relatives. Some species have tiny ones. Walruses have them over 2 feet long. But humans, we lost ours millions of years ago. And that loss might be one of the most important things that ever happened to human relationships. I know that sounds bizarre, but stay with me. The evolutionary psychology here is genuinely fascinating. Think about what this bone does for other mammals. It provides mechanical support regardless of blood flow, regardless of arousal, regardless of emotional state. A male with this bone can mate when stressed, when there's no attraction, even in dangerous situations. It's a physical guarantee that removes psychological factors from the equation. Mating becomes possible without any emotional prerequisites. Now imagine that guarantee vanishes. Everything changes. For humans, intimate functioning became exquisitely dependent on psychological states. We need to feel safe. We need trust. We need the right emotional atmosphere. We need genuine connection with our partners. Stress shuts everything down. Anxiety shuts it down. Emotional distance shuts it down. Your nervous system has complete veto power. And it uses that power based on how you're actually feeling about the situation and the person you're with. This transforms physical intimacy into a brutally honest indicator of relationship health. When there's unresolved conflict, when communication has broken down, when someone feels ignored or criticized or unsafe, the body simply stops cooperating. And that creates unavoidable pressure to actually address what's wrong. Couples can't avoid difficult conversations anymore because the avoidance manifests physically. They are forced to discuss feelings, stress, relationship dynamics, unmet needs, not because it's noble, but because the alternative simply doesn't function. Without this bone, human intimacy requires genuine synchronization between partners. Both people need to be truly present, truly comfortable, truly engaged. If someone's going through the motions, if they're distracted or anxious or just not feeling it, that becomes immediately obvious. There's no mechanical override, no physical workarounds, which means both partners must actually pay attention to each other's real emotional state, not just what they say out loud. And here's where it gets profound. This forces honesty in ways that would otherwise be easy to avoid. You have to express what you actually want, what actually feels right, what doesn't, what you need more or less of. Your body constantly gives feedback, and your partner needs to read and respond to that feedback. Pretending becomes exponentially harder because physiological responses can't be faked. This vulnerability, this complete inability to just push through regardless of emotional reality, creates a different kind of intimacy. You are forced to show up authentically. You can't hide behind performance. You can't pretend everything's fine when it isn't. Your body tells the truth even when your words might try to hide it. And your partner has to learn to hear that truth, respond to it, adjust to it. Intimacy stops being something one person does and becomes something two people create together. It requires ongoing communication, constant adjustments, genuine mutual attention. What works one day might not work the next because emotional states shift. So couples develop elaborate feedback systems, negotiation skills, the capacity to read each other and respond in real time. When relationships deteriorate, when trust erodes, when resentment builds, it shows up immediately in physical connection. And that creates urgent motivation to repair things, to have hard conversations, to rebuild trust, to address resentment. The physical and emotional dimensions become so intertwined that you can't fix one without fixing the other. So this evolutionary quirk, losing this one small bone that most male mammals still have, fundamentally reshaped how humans bond. It made psychological intimacy a requirement for physical intimacy. It made communication, honesty, and emotional awareness are absolutely essential rather than optional. It turned connection into something that requires genuine feelings, not just physical proximity. Your body became a lie detector for your relationships. And humans had to evolve around that reality. We had to develop empathy, vulnerability, emotional intelligence, conflict resolution skills. All because we lost a bone. In the strangest possible way. Losing the bacula made us more human, more emotionally complex, more dependent on real connections. It forced us to build relationships on something deeper than mechanics. Evolution didn't just change our anatomy, it changed how we love.